Kevin, it's great to have you here to chat about all things movement. So just introduce yourself and what do you do?
Hi Tony, lovely to be on the show. My name's Kevin Barrett and I'm the Managing Director of Arbuthnot Latham, and we've been working with you now for coming up to 6 years.
And Kevin, this is all going to be about movement, all about the importance of it. So what do you do personally to keep active and what benefits do you find that it has for you?
I find exercise really important for me because I've got a busy job, a young family, work can be quite stressful. So for me, it's being disciplined and making small adjustments. So for example, I know I was meeting you today. It's a half an hour walk from the office. Could have got the tube, but I've taken the half an hour walk. And then when I'm working from home or at the weekends, I tend to do cardio, rowing or running, and weights. And it seems to do the trick because as you get older, time becomes more precious. So you just need to be quite disciplined around fitting it in around your family and work.
From this perspective of why does employee wellbeing matter so much in a people-focused business like Arbuthnot Latham, why does movement matter for your people, your business?
From a leader of the business, why is it important? It all plays into better financial performance because your staff are more engaged, they're likely to stay with you longer, and they're better able to cope with the stresses and pressures as well. From a business perspective, all of that helps because happy colleagues tends to lead to better performance. But the bottom line is our attrition is super, super low. It's sort of half the industry average. And I think our absenteeism rate is about a third of the industry average. So something's working, and I definitely think the well-being support we put in at Arbuthnot Latham has a big part to play in that.
Do you think that plays out in how your relationships are with your clients, with your customers?
Those that are looking after their well-being, they're bound to be happier. They're going to have more positive energy. And if I'm a client, do I want to deal with someone who's positive, high energy, optimistic? That's sort of the business you'd want to bank with, actually, where they look after their staff well, because if they look after their staff well, they're going to do a really good job looking after me as well.
What does move more mean to you and ultimately the bank as well?
So I think moving more, it's doing something that works for you, and you've just got to start somewhere, however small it may well be. The first challenge we did with you guys was the 1,000,000 metre challenge. And you could participate in that, whether it's walking, cycling, rowing or running. That had something for everyone because everyone can hopefully participate one way or another there.
What are the key things that you are giving to your employees to enable them to be more active?
Across the business, whether it's any of the execs, they've all tried to get involved in the movement at Arbuthnot Latham, which I think then gives permission to everyone else. If you've got the MD going for a run at lunchtime, well, that's sort of saying to everyone else, actually, that's acceptable to go for a run for lunchtime rather than, having a sandwich at their desk. Don't get me wrong, there's a time when people might need to work through their lunch, but it's giving that permission.
And when you think around people coming to join, what role, just a general well-being, the investment that's being made, do you feel that it can have in attracting and retaining top talent?
For me, if I'm going to join an organisation, I want to feel I'm joining an organisation that cares about me. And actually an organisation that's got a really active and clear plan on well-being that for me would be very, very attractive for me. And I think that then says to the colleagues you do care. So I think it's quite key actually.
So when it comes to the colleagues, what role do you think those who really support programmes, the ambassadors, play in amplifying the initiatives across the business?
You need to empower people in the business and across the business that really care about it, because there's only so many people that are in senior management position. And actually, if you can get and mobilise lots of people across the business who really care about it and talk about it regularly, it makes a big difference. And I think that's probably the reason we've had such a high engagement at Arbuthnot Latham, because we seem to have got ambassadors and champions who really care about this and will regularly talk in the meetings. They'll have a much bigger influence than 4 or 5 execs.
Yeah, they're on the ground now
exactly
within the team. So one thing we've done recently is we've taken a number of colleagues out into Brecon Beacons to get them more active. So that's all part of the 721 challenge. So just give a quick summary in your own words what the 721 challenge was, just as a headline, and what the impact that had on the organisation.
So the 721 challenge, we use this amazing explorer Nick Hollis, he's got this mad, crazy challenge to climb 7 mountains, go to the 2 poles, and then row the ocean. And what we tried to do at Arbuthnot Latham was recreate that in terms of the kilometres travelled on each of those challenges over a 6-month period. And what we found, it was quite a good way to plan well-being activities over a longer period of time rather than it being for a 2-week period or a month period, etc. But over half of the year, that really worked well, and I think there was quite a lot of competitiveness as people were participating in that as well. We had 20-odd colleagues that went to the Brecon Beacons, and to be fair, there were some people where it was a real stretch of their physical capability, and the sense of pride that they got the following week, it was quite powerful actually to encourage people to want to participate next year as well. So getting to the top was a big highlight, and then listening to the amazing Nick Hollis talk about his experiences as their reward in the evening was equally rewarding for them as well.
So one thing we know from physical activity is when you bring people together, it creates connection, whether that's stronger connection with people you know or actually sometimes new connections. So have you got any examples or learnings around how implementing more movement into Arbuthnot Latham helps create stronger connections?
We've got offices in London, we've got offices in the regions, we've got lots of people who would never ever come into contact with each other, nor would they necessarily know what their business does within a wider group. And the benefit of the Brecon Beacons, you had people from private banking, compliance, asset finance, all coming together with a single objective to get to the top. And actually that was quite rewarding because you got people, teamwork across teams and collaboration, which, hopefully the benefit of that is it's not just left on the Brecon Beacons, we can then bring that back into the business as well.
And if you were talking to one of your peers in the industry, another bank, what advice would you give them around the importance of movement, how movement can help their business moving forward?
Before you get going with this, you can be quite sceptical and sort of assume, well, it's not our role as the employer to be creating this environment for people. It's all on the employees and the colleagues. The reality is that doesn't work actually, because the workplace is incredibly competitive. So if you want to attract and retain talent, you need to have an active plan on this. But secondly, once you've attracted the talent in, you need to make sure that they're in a happy place, and generally a well-being program does deliver that. Stop finding excuses for why you haven't got a plan on this, and just start somewhere, even if it's to start off with getting people walking in the office, and then you can build more and more momentum off the back of it. And if you're still struggling, you can always pick up the phone to you, Tony.
Fantastic. Well, it's exactly what we're here to do. So what's the best thing you've seen come from the Arbuthnot culture of movement that's happening? What's the best thing you've seen?
I think the best bit is when people have done an activity with someone which they otherwise would never have come across in the business, and it's created a contact and a connection that they otherwise wouldn't have. There's been new connections built off the Active Hub program that has meant people are talking to each other a bit more and not within their silo within the business.
So what have the benefits been around working with a partner such as Total Active Hub?
One of the big benefits of working with the Active Hub for Arbuthnot Latham is you've been able to bring focus and innovation for us, because for all of us at Arbuthnot Latham, we're all busy with our day jobs and it's easy to get distracted. But working with you guys, it's been really easy. But you've also been able to bring new ideas and innovation to keep the momentum going that we've built, and we don't really want to lose that. So I definitely recommend anyone out there that wants more momentum, wants a more engaged workforce and a healthier workforce, they definitely need to talk to Active Hub. One of the big concerns we had right at the start was, would this be inclusive? And we were really worried that, is this just designed for people that are already active or not? And the reality was, you've proven actually this is about getting everyone a little bit fitter and healthier regardless of your ability. And I think getting you in to help allay those fears has been really important for us, and then we were able to start somewhere with it.
So Kevin, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much, Tony.